Hello, my name is Aaron Berry, and this is my final persuasive speech. So, for my attention-getting device, I'm going to tell you about the topic that I'll be discussing, which is texting and driving. I don't agree with it, and I think it's very bad because I know people that have been involved in crashes involving texting and driving where it hasn't been good. You know, they did live, thankfully, but it just wasn't good for them. So, I believe that engaging in texting and driving has become an alarming and widespread habit among many drivers in the contemporary times. Shockingly, statistics reveal that severity of the issue, indicating that 13% of all incidents involving texting and driving lead to fatal outcomes, affecting either the driver or the individuals struck by their vehicle. It's very sad that this happens, like I just said, 13% of all texting and driving incidents that happen cause a fatality. Like, literally, somebody dies because somebody was texting and driving. They couldn't take the time while they were behind the wheel, which I am right now. I'm behind the wheel, but I am stopped. I wanted to do this just to display a way for later on in the speech when I'm going to display what I believe is what you should do right. So, this statistic right here, it really underscores the urgent need for drivers like me and you, everybody that drives, to just put it into texting and driving. So for the need/problem, the first support that I'm discussing, it's just a fact. Texting and driving causes many injuries and other deaths every single year, according to Forbes magazine. In fact, in most states, it's illegal to text and drive. There are a few exceptions, but I know in Texas for sure, it's illegal to text and drive. And in some states, it's even a misdemeanor, which is where I go now to my second support, which is a fact that in Alaska, you can get a $10,000 fine, a misdemeanor on your record, and up to a year in jail for texting and driving behind the wheel. I mean, this crime is so common, it's hardly possible to go down the road without looking over and seeing somebody face deep in their phone while driving. It's just a sad reality. The next fact that I'm going to be talking about, which is my third support, is according to the CDC, if you're driving 55 miles per hour down the road and you send a text or receive a text and read it or get on a phone call, it would be comparable to driving the length of a football field. You can imagine the length of a football field, that's 120 yards, a 100-yard field, then 10 yards in each end zone. That's a long ways to be driving. It'd be comparable to doing that with your eyes closed. That's not good. The CDC also tells us that at least 3,000 people per year are killed because of a distracted driver, which is not good. So I believe there is a solution or satisfaction to texting and driving, and that would be just, putting your phone down while you drive. It's not that hard to do, and it could save a life. So I just ask that anybody does that. The most effective solution to mitigate these risks is completely abstain from texting while driving. In my personal opinion, a viable strategy to address this issue would involve implementing designated areas in your car where you could place your phone while you drive. Say, Tesla is doing all this smart stuff with their cars. Maybe there's a place you set your phone down in the car, and your car won't work unless you have your phone sitting there, That's what I believe, almost like a key. So say, on your dash or something, there's a little pad to set your phone on, and your car won't work unless your phone's sitting on it, It can be bad, you forget your phone. Well, that could also help people who forget their phones everywhere they go, but it could also save lives. So I believe that's a strategy. And according to Reader's Digest, raising awareness about the dangers associated with texting and driving among the general public would help give a better understanding of the risk that people could raise when they decide to text and drive. Educating individuals about the potential consequences of this hazardous habit can be a powerful tool in encouraging behavioral change. Additionally, another approach to curbing texting and driving is by imposing more stringent policies on offenders. The cops really don't enforce it that much, if you think about it, I see cops on their phones sometimes, but, nothing against the cops, but I see cops on their phones, you know. It's a sad reality. I've been on my phone and seen a cop, and he's seen me, and he didn't do anything. You know, maybe I should have been given a ticket or something. So I just believe that if we increase the penalty or the what happens to you if you do get caught texting and driving, then that would just show the reality and decrease the amount of people that decide to text and drive. So my idea is, by creating a legal framework that holds individuals accountable for texting while driving, we can contribute to a safe road environment for everyone. So for my visualization, I just want you to imagine the burden you would put on somebody's family if you were texting and driving behind the wheel, just like I am right now. If you were texting and driving behind the wheel, and you do have a sad incident where you strike somebody, and you cause a fatality in their family, you know, how would their family be affected by that? And how would you be affected by that mentally and physically? The trauma you would create for their family would not be worth it over sending a text or answering a phone call, in my opinion. Unless it is hands-free with this technology. You know, you can answer phone calls these days without having to use your phone, which I think is great. Well, you may still have to click your screen or something, which I don't really like, but that is better. So, according to PubMed Central, the sudden death of a family member can be a very traumatic experience to many families. So I believe a hands-free phone use, you know, that can be fine. Just set your phone down. You know, it's better in the outcome, you know, just not having your phone. You don't want to have to experience, you know, sending a text and then a kid running out in front of the road, and then you accidentally hit them. I mean, you didn't mean to. You don't want that to happen. It's just a possibility, and you can't prevent that. The only way you can prevent it is by keeping your eyes on the road the whole time. So for my call to action, I just ask that everyone that may see this video, from the bottom of my heart, knowing people that have been involved in texting and driving related crashes, I'm just calling on you to please stop texting and driving. I challenge you to set your phone down, keep your eyes peeled to the road ahead. I also ask that you go online and read about some of the dangers of this habit and some of the statistics that actually are around us, like some of the things that have happened to people around us because of texting and driving road dangers. You know, I also challenge you, if you do get in a situation where you need to use your phone, pull over on the side of the road and use it. You know, it'd be way safer for all of us. In conclusion, it is vital that we do the right thing and choose to not text and drive. The DMV says that at least 9 people per day are killed because of distracted driving. And in 2015, 42% of teens admittedly texted and drove. The consequences of this action surely do not outweigh the benefits that it may have in day-to-day life. Please, for your safety and my own, keep your eyes peeled on the road and keep your hands on the wheel and your phone down. Thank you, Professor, for this semester. I've learned some things. I've really strengthened my communication skills and my speaking, and just overall writing a speech in general. Like, I've bettered my understanding of what it means to write a speech, what to include in a speech, and how to present it to a group of people. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.